Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about Spellbreak patch 1.2, if it's going to be more competitive or fun after its release, and also a couple of items and talents that are coming in. And at the end of the video, I also have a bonus for you, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, I'm not going to hold you too much longer. Let's get right into it. Okay, so me personally, I think that this patch is going to be pretty crazy. There is a new blue heal coming in. It's called the Safeguard Potion. It kind of looks like the existing large pot, but a little bit more fancy. What this does is it gives you a little bit of health and armor after drinking it for 5 seconds. 25 health and armor, I believe. And then you get, if you drink it for 8 seconds, you get 50 health and armor. So it's a overtime heal. And then the other item is called the Knowledge Potion, which is really new to me. I've never really seen anything like this in the game. And I think that this is going to stir things up quite a bit. I think that this is really going to change a lot of people, how they play and how they interact with other players. So what this potion does is, after drinking it for just a single second, which is kind of broken, you get 2 extra charges on your rune, and you also get 2 extra charges on your sorceries. So that is busted. That is busted after 1 second of drinking it. So that's gonna make it to where a person can kind of just, like, if they're getting, you know, pinched, like let's say a stone shaper, just for example, if they go behind like some kind of structure to like hide, they can heal up for just a second. And as soon as the person comes around, they can drink that potion as soon as they're close. Let's say feather fall up in the air and just launch multiple boulders on them. Now, this is a rare item according to the Reddit, and it's also going to be able to be multi-carried. So it's going to carry 1 in each slot, and you aren't going to be able to have multiple in each slot, just 1 per slot. So the item is a little bit balanced in that aspect, but overall I think that whenever people are going to start carrying 2 or 3 of them even for aggressive playstyles, I think that it's really going to overwhelm some people. And for the competitive aspect, that's awesome. But also for just like fun and free play, I don't know. I feel like that might affect people's judgment, like newcomers to the game. Now, as far as the other heal, I don't think that it's going to place too big of a significance. In the aspect that people are probably just going to team it up with the Thirsty talent, and they're just going to be a very tanky build. They might pair it well with Chrono and other runes alike. So more or less, that's what the potions do. It's definitely going to stir things up, but what's really going to stir everything up is the talents. Now, I'm going to describe the talents, and then I'm going to give you 3 builds that I've kind of just simulated that I think are going to enter the scene as soon as the talents are released. And also, I think these builds are going to be probably some of the most prominent and most powerful in regards to the new release of talents. So anyways, let's get right into it. The first talent, I don't really have a name for it. I haven't heard anybody have a name for it, but basically it's centered around Chronomaster. It's a lightning, so you run in lightning as your main and chrono as your rune. You have a 2-2-2 build with this as runic, fluency, fervor, and recovery. Now, I will mention for the body talent, you can also run scavenger with this. It kind of, in my opinion, depends on what kind of player you are and as well as what game mode you're playing. So the secondary gauntlet is very much so interchangeable. I do recommend something that does high damage quickly, like toxic or fire. But you can also pair it up with wind, or even you can pair it up with stone, because the sorceries are going to tag people to the ground. Normally, I don't recommend running stone to people, but with this build, considering the Knowledge Potion is going to give you multiple sorcery charges to unleash on people and paralyze them with, stone is a very viable option, as well as the overpowered stone sorcery. So keep these in mind whenever you're considering this busted lightning build. The second build I have for you, people are commonly calling it the Avatar build, and I've seen multiple variations of it, but the most common that I've seen so far, you have Wind, Tempest as your main, you have Dash as your rune, and for your talents, you have Spellslinger, as for 1, and then you have 1 also for scavenger or fervor, and then 3 for ambidextrous. Now the reason why I say scavenger or fervor for this, it totally depends, in my opinion, on 2 things. Again, playstyle or game mode. Especially if you are in solos, you would most likely want to do scavenger for this, as you're not going to be finding a whole lot of potions so often, and more so in squads, you're probably going to be wanting to pair this up with fervor to do high damage output very quickly, and then just recover potions from your opponent whenever you have knocked them and exiled them. For the secondary, this is the most important to complete the avatar build, other than the ambidextrous talent. You want to have fire, frost, stone, or lightning, and the reason why I say or lightning is, again, on game mode. I'm very big on what I run depending on game mode, because how often you're able to get off your shots for certain gauntlets in different scenarios, like with a whole lot of people around you versus not many people, coordinated people attacking you together versus attacking you separately, and also attacking each other. It really matters in the gameplay. Anyways, that is the avatar build, and the third build, is the no belt build. A lot of people already know about this, but with the new vigor talent, it's going to be buffed a lot. So let me explain. With the no belt build, people will disagree with me sometimes on this, but both the primary and the secondary gauntlet are interchangeable, right? So the primary gauntlet isn't so much interchangeable. It's a little bit more picky, I guess. But overall, it's definitely unequivocally interchangeable. You can use any gauntlet for both hands on this. Now, the talents are the most important thing in this one. You want to have vigor, fervor, and recklessness, a 3-2-1 build. Right. For your rune is also interchangeable. I almost forgot to mention the rune. But overall, Spellbreak is highly based around mobile gameplay. You've got to be very active, quick, and be able to dodge and hit people in a pinch. So I recommend dash or spring step generally, or maybe shadow step. So with this, it's best. I'm going to explain why I said that there are some cases in which you would want to, there are preferred primary gauntlets. The main preferred gauntlet with this is Toxic. With Toxic, you get the 75% cloud boost. You go invis for a short period of time. You can go inside of your clouds to get that boost from the clouds, that invisibility boost, I should say. And then you can also pair this nicely with with Shadow Step. That way you get mobility and the shadow boost at the same time. So that's basically the no belt build. But I'd like to point out with this, 2 and 3 can also possibly combine. If you combine just a 3-0-3 build with vigor, sorry, that's my southern accent, and ambidextrous. So with these 2 together, it's a very powerful build, but it is also, I would say, not for beginners. The reason for, the gameplay is extremely aggressive, and for beginners, I recommend observing aggressive gameplay rather than trying to just be an aggressive gamer, right? Observe good gamers, try to mimic their habits, and then in turn, you will become good. So, anyways, here's the bonus of the video that I mentioned from the very beginning. The bonus is that the future of Spellbreak is bright. The future of Spellbreak, over the next 3 months, we've gotten a lot of spoilers on Twitter and on Reddit and other sources. So there's going to be a 9v9 deathmatch mode. That's going to be awesome because a lot of people complain about how intense the action is, especially in late game, and just having to get sent back to lobby because there's so many people around you and working so hard throughout the whole game. So for a lot of people, especially new players, I feel like that's going to be great. Now, believe it or not, this feature was actually introduced in alpha, but the producers took it out after some time, I'm pretty sure to save money on server space. Anyways, there is also new gauntlets coming out. They have not introduced any kind of actual information on what the gauntlets are going to be. what kind of distance they're going to be, what the elements are, anything. So we do know that there's new gauntlets, but nothing really too much more than that. But either way, that's awesome, because that's something that the community has been wanting pretty much since like alpha. Really, it's going to be amazing. So these are some new changes to really look forward to. New deathmatch mode, other new limited time matches coming along with that. There's going to be new runes, just the whole game is going to be changed after the next 3 months. So the producers did say that this isn't a solid set in stone roadmap, but they said if most everything works well and goes as planned, then this is going to be an accurate roadmap, and these are the changes that you can see over the next 3 months. So anyways, with that being said, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much.